So I've been making a lot of free pattern videos where I show you free PDF downloadable patterns. I'll link those all below in case you're interested in them. But on those videos, I've been getting a lot of requests to explain how I download and print out these patterns. It can be kind of tricky on certain websites, so I am going to explain that here. I'm also going to explain how to do this on a laptop and on an iPad, which is the same process as how to do it on a phone. So if you don't have a laptop, this tutorial should help you. But first I'm going to show you how I do it on the laptop, and I'm going to be starting with Tiana's Closet because that is a place that I recommend patterns from a lot. She has some really, really great free patterns. She also has some patterns on Etsy, which I learned recently. So if you are looking for more, definitely check out her Etsy. I'll link it below. So let's go over to the computer and I will explain that for you. So here I am on the Tiana's Closet website. But the first thing I want to say about this website is don't download anything that says view PDF. I was really close to clicking one of these links and downloading whatever extension they wanted me to download, but on Chrome something popped up and said that this was not an extension supported by Chrome and could have a data breach, so I decided not to do that. One way to tell is that, as you can see here, there's this little pop-up and it says that it's an ad. So these are ads that are not from Tiana's Closet, and I don't recommend you download them. This is the Kelsey Elastic Waist Bermuda Shorts pattern that I mentioned in my summer patterns video. So I plan to make this very soon. First, she has her introduction and she explains the pattern. So as you can see right here, this says download here. Do not download that. Keep going down and there's a printing guide. You can go on this printing guide and get her step-by-step instructions. I'm gonna show you them here, but if you wanna read what she has to say, definitely go here. I'm gonna link this pattern below as well as her website. So the first thing you're going to do, as you can see here, this just popped up. Do not download this. I don't know why there are so many pop-ups, but don't download anything. So you're gonna pick your size. Her patterns do run a little bit big. I made her and her Isla top, which will be posted right after this video, but I wanted this video to be out so that way if you were following that tutorial, you could know how to download the pattern if you're unsure. I probably would have sized down with that pattern, so I'm gonna go with a small. I'm gonna go back to the pattern and I'm going to scroll down until I find these two blue links. So here she says, and here is the download link. That's the only place that you need to download anything from this website. The first one is the A4 paper. This is a European term, so for the Americans out there, that means that this will be in the format of office paper, which is what your standard printer prints from. If you want to have this printed on a large printer at a place like Staples, they can do that for you, and that's going to be the A0 paper. That's just going to be the biggest size. A0 is the biggest size. So I'm going to print this out on my personal printer at home. So I'm going to click on this one. As you can see, there's another pop-up. You're going to close that. You don't want that. So this is the pattern. And as you can see, she has a bunch of sizes here. There's all of the sizes are visible. And sometimes patterns have different dots for each pattern size, so that way if you do just print out all of the sizes at once, you can follow the dots. But her patterns have all straight lines, so you have to download it and open the layers. So I'm going to show you how to do that next. But if you really can't figure this out, I'm sure you can follow the lines just like very specifically. What I would do is just highlight the line with like a marker or something and then cut it out to make sure that you're following the correct line. It's probably a little bit more tedious, so I'm going to show you what I do. So now I'm going to download this file. I'm going to click right here on the download in the top right corner, and this is going to pop up right here in my downloads. So now I'm going to open up Adobe Acrobat. One of the other softwares that she recommends is the Foxit PDF Reader. I've never used this, and I am more familiar with Adobe Acrobat, so I use Adobe Acrobat. There is a paid version of Adobe Acrobat, but I use the free version because all we need to do is view it and change the layers and print it out. So you don't need the one that costs money. I have it for free and it works just fine. When you go to download it, they do ask you to sign up for the 7-day free trial for the paid version, but you can just X out in the top corner and it'll bring you to the free version. So now I'm going to open my new document. I'm going to go File and Open. So here's my downloads. So I'm just gonna click Open. So here's my pattern, and I'm going to go to this right bar and click on this Layers tab. So you're going to click on the layers, and over here it shows all the different layers that are named by their size. And there's this little eyeball here. You're just gonna click off on all the eyeballs that aren't the size you want. This last one says print for all sizes, so I'm going to leave it. But as you can see, when I open these layers and close them, all of the different pattern sizes are popping up. So when you turn them off, you can easily see just the size that you need. So now my pattern is ready to print. The first thing that most printable patterns recommend you do is print the first page for the test square. So here's the test square, and what you will do is print out the first page and then measure with a ruler how big the square came out. So if it came out too small, you can scale up, and if it's too big, you can scale down. So I'm gonna go to File and Print. If you don't have a printer, most libraries have printers and computers for you to use, and I believe it's like just a few cents per page. I have my home printer connected to my computer, and I'm going to say pages, and I'm just gonna print out the first page. Once my test square is good, I can just print it out and I'm good to go. So now I'm going to show you how I do the same process on my iPad. This should work on all iOS devices, so same with your phone. I'm not too sure about the Android realm, but I'm sure that you can do the same process on there as well. So the Adobe Acrobat Reader does not have a layers option on the iOS version, which is kind of disappointing. But I found another free app for you. It's called Mobi PDF, and it looks like this one right here. I have this little mouse, so that way you can see what I'm doing. So this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna open up the app after I download it, and it did ask me to do the 7-day trial for 99 cents, which I just X'd out in the corner, and it let me through to the free version. And with the free version, you have everything you need. The way that I opened it was I went to Browse Files, and then I selected my recents and I opened it from there. You can also go to On My iPad, where you can probably find it in Chrome, or whatever site that you used to download. So see, there's like lots of pop-ups, but you can just X out. So here's my file, and from here, I'm going to click on the 3 dots and go to Layers. And it's exactly the same as Adobe Acrobat, where you can just close out on those layers that you don't need and leave the ones that you need. So I need my size, and I need print for all sizes. Now I'm going to close out of there and go back to the 3 dots, and up here it says print. So I'm going to click print, and I have my printer connected right here, and go to your range, and we're going to again just do the first page and make sure that it is the right size. And once you can confirm that, go to all pages, and I usually just go to 2 to 16 because I already have the first page, so I don't need it, and print it out. So that is 2 methods to print out a Tiana's closet pattern. I'm going to briefly go over how to print out patterns from other websites now back on my laptop, but this same process can be applied to your iPad or phone if you don't have a computer. Another site that I often recommend is Peppermint magazine. They have a ton of really affordable patterns. You can even pay $0 if you choose to do so. And I'm going to show you how I download these. So you're going to click download now, and here you add your email address, first name and last name, agree to the terms, and press download now. And then they are going to send it to your email, and then you're going to have to subscribe to the list. So I say yes, subscribe me to this list. And then they send the exact same type of file. So you're going to go to the new email that they send here, and they say your download is here, and you can download the A4 version, the A0 version, and the instructions. So you're definitely going to want the instructions as well. When I download them, they pop up right here. As you can see, it has the same thing where it has this square. And how I was describing before, they have this sort of these options here where, let's say you're pattern size E, you would just follow the specific line pattern for your size, and that way you don't have to go through the process of turning off all the other layers. So from here I would just go print and do my first square like usual. Once I know that that is the right scale, I've measured the 1 inch or the 5 centimeters, I will print out the rest of the pages, and I'm ready to cut out and begin. Okay, for this next part, I accidentally recorded without audio, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover. But when I put the pattern together, I keep the main page to the side so that way I can reference it just in case I need it. And the way that these patterns work, it's sort of like a chessboard where each row is a number and each column is a letter. So you have the first row being 1A, 1B, 1C, and so on, and the second row being 2A, 2B, 2C, and so on. I like to go by row, so I do all of the ones first and all the twos below it and continue until I've reached the end. The edges have cut marks, so you can cut them, but I usually either just fold one of the edges back or I just can sort of see through the paper and I match them up that way. So however works for you, you're just going to match up the edges. You can use any tape you want. I'm using Scotch tape here, but I have used masking tape or washi tape before too. And one way to save tape is to just put the tape where the pattern is, not the negative space. Like you can see here, it's kind of cut off, but at the top, we're just gonna cut that part off. So I just don't tape it. I'm just going to tape each page together, going 1A, 1B, 1C, D, and E. And once I am done, I'm going to move to the next row, which will be 2A, 2B, 2C, D, E. It's pretty self-explanatory. Here's a little puppy break. Give the puppy smooch. This part is kind of fun. It can be tedious, but it's not too bad. It probably takes about 20 minutes total. So once you're done, you're gonna have a big piece of paper just like this, and now you can cut out your pattern. And here I'm saying, don't use your fabric scissors, only use your paper scissors, which is very, very important. So I'm just gonna cut up my pattern and I will be ready to sew. So that's it. That's how I download, print, and put together PDF patterns from the internet. I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. If you have any questions or any requests for future videos, be sure to let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.